Welcome to the newspaper review today on TAF TV. I am Jennifer Adawamo, and with me on the paper review today is no other person than beautiful Kosi Sochikunwobodo. Kosi, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
And I'm very glad that you're here with me today because it's been a while. It's been a while we did it together. So I'm very elevated that you're actually going to be the one today with me to analyze and you're welcome. You're welcome to analyze and actually review the papers that we have across the nation today, being the 25th day of August 2024. The year is actually coming to an end. Of course, Ember month is here.
Exactly.
And I don't know, are you this kind of a person that when is the Ember month, they begin to attach so many negative things to the Ember month?
Exactly. Because it's not just you, because we've seen it over the years that once it's Ember month, you'll be hearing some stories like accidents, stories like death and all that. So it's not just you.
But these things has always been daily happenings. There are lots of accidents. There are lots of kidnappings. There are lots of rituals.
It seems like towards that month they normally have all this because people people believe that during that time people are trying to make ends meet and also prepare themselves for the December.
Yes.
So a whole lot of ritual. Even when as I was growing up, they'll be like, December month, if you see anything on the road, don't pick it. And if anybody give you something, don't do it. Don't take it and all that. So it's as if that month is because everybody is trying to meet up to belong. You understand? So I don't know. But it's not just you.
Okay.
I also have the same mindset.
Yes, I do have that same mindset before now, but right now what I believe in positivity, and I know that once the September, October, November begins, that everything about it, everything that surrounds is coming from TAF TV to you. God has taken over to you, our viewers watching us out there. Nothing is going to happen to you. So we're going to go right into the papers of today, and I'm starting with the Nigerian Tribune. On the Nigerian Tribune newspaper today, we have Wike orders arrest of landlord as building collapse in Abuja. Wike orders arrest of landlord as building collapses in Abuja. And that's on the page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper for today. The next one here says, nominations open for 2023 Obafemi Awolowo Leadership Prize. And that's on the page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And over to the next one here says, NAFDAC approved Varsity's herbal medicine for diabetes. And I have another one here which says, NANS queries stringent criteria for student loan. And that's on the page 11 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And over to the major headline here on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper today, we have Niger, I am the one holding back ECOWAS, says Tinubu. I'll take that again. Niger, I am the one holding back ECOWAS, says Tinubu, urges Islamic scholars to ensure constitutional governance restoration. And if you're interested on this particular headline, you can read this up on the page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And over to you, Kosi Wobodo. This is coming from the #1 man of Nigeria, Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying he is the one holding back ECOWAS from taking any decision which they have agreed to take. So what do you have to say about this?
This story, this Niger story is something I've been
very interested in. Of course, I've been following your analysis so far. It's like Niger is your maternal home.
I'm not your maternal, but I'm so interested in this story. I'm so interested in what will happen. Because,
yes.
You know one thing, I just don't want to be caught unaware, or maybe I want this like history that you have to tell the next generation and all that. So
yes.
I want to be there live and direct.
You don't want to be told.
I don't want to be told of maybe I missed something in it and all that. So recently, as of last week or something, President Tinubu actually sent some Islamic leaders, right?
Yes.
To Niger, and they came back to say that they are that Nigerians, that they are open for dialogue, deep dialogue, which is okay, which is nice, because a lot of people are against them going and using force to restore civilian rule. And I came across something that they said that they should give them 3 years for them before they will be able to restore
civilian rule. That's they want to practice a bit of the
for
military.
3 years. And you think power doesn't corrupt? Absolute power
Corrupts, absolutely, yeah.
Understand? And it's not possible for them to even return it to civilian after 3 years. It's not possible.
Okay.
And my major concern here is that I've always said that if Nigerians welcome military coup, I am okay with it. We don't have to intervene. It's not as if they are the first people, the first country that has embarked on it. Sudan has done theirs. This Burkina Faso has done theirs. Mali also is under military coup. So I really don't understand why the president is so interested in this Niger, military rule. And I don't know, it's just a speculation or it's just a thought of mine that I'm thinking, is it because of owing to the circumstances that happened during the presidential election, where we saw what happened, and it was characterized with a lot of illegality and a lot of loopholes, you understand? And a lot of people actually knew that the election was rigged, and it was a whole lot of
drama went on.
And after then, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party and the PDP presidential candidate, they had to go to court, and a whole lot of things had been coming, owing to the fact that the recent one that happened and the forgery, the result forgery and all that, and before then they had a whole lot of things against him, evidence against him, and even the FCT 25%, this 25%, which the Labour Party candidate
Participation, yes,
using against him. So my own is, since even the international
bodies
characterize it as not being democratically elected, that he wasn't democratically elected. Now, him trying to fight against military, and he's trying to restore civilian, and so that they'll start practicing democracy. I don't know if he's trying to make it look like he is in full support of democracy. I don't know where, if he's trying to, he's like the forward, like this is it. He's trying to show the world that I am practicing democracy. Whoever that says that I wasn't democratically elected is the person, it's none of his business. Okay. But he's trying to make us understand that this is what I am practicing, and this is my government is also practicing democracy. Okay. So I feel that's the reason why he's so interested in this Niger, this military coup. Quite all right, he is the chairman of ECOWAS, so it's normal, being the head, that he should be interested. But the way he's taking it, like, Nigerians, we are already in shambles, we are suffering, and it's just like, you can't leave your house when it's on fire to fight for your neighbor's house that's on fire. You have to quench the fire in your house before fighting for your neighbor. Okay. Ever since he entered, we've had from fuel subsidy to Naira exchange, now it's 970. Before he entered, I know I bought Naira then is something like the bank own is something about 400,
475.
Exactly. And immediately he entered, a whole lot of things have changed. Increment in fuel price, increment in increment in foodstuff too. Everything increased, and Nigerians are suffering. So my own is, if he said he's the one holding them back, right?
Okay, that's where I want to come in. So what aspect is he actually holding them back?
If you remember something, this is like saying something contrary to what you meant. Because I remember, because I've been following this, and I remember him saying that that if Niger didn't surrender, that they are going to. He actually instituted some ECOWAS troops, about 6,000 ECOWAS troops on standby, just in case of anything.
Yes.
And it has been Islamic leaders, Catholic leaders, senators, they have been the one telling him that he shouldn't use force. So now he's saying that he's the one holding them back. I feel he's kind of negating himself.
Okay.
And I feel that's what he's trying to do.
Okay.
You understand? So if actually he is the one holding them back, he should at least, it's better the way he's listening to Nigerians, listening to the leaders, and I love the way he actually sent the ulamas, that the Islamic leaders, to go and talk peace with the Nigerians.
Okay, that it's possible that he should continue holding them back, because if a war should come out in our neighboring country, that the Niger is out, it is actually going to affect the northern part of the country. And I don't want us to move to the next paper without talking about this. The NBS revises methodology of unemployment reports. This is coming from the National Bureau of Statistics. I know that for the past 2 years, the unemployment level have not been reviewed in the country. So it has come to our shock that reviewing the unemployment level, we're just having about 4.1%. This seems like a caricature. Yes.
I remember as of beginning of this year, I heard that Nigerian unemployment rate was actually 33 point something.
No,
so,
we're talking about inflation. We're talking about inflation. We're talking about poverty. And this is why the government should just oppose the fact that we have about 133 million Nigerians undergoing through abject poverty. And I want the Nigerian government, I want the Nigerian leaders, I want the persons that are in that line of the statistics to actually just oppose this and relate it with the level of unemployed youth that we have. Let us look at the poverty level and let us look at the unemployed list that we have. And you know, they've come up to tell us that if a youth in Nigeria can, before now, it was that if you can work about 20 hours with what will fetch you money, that means you are employed. But now the Nigeria of today, the makers of the laws of today is telling us that if you can work 1 hour and can make money out of it, that means you are employed. And this is putting Nigeria by 4.1 of unemployment level. Yes, seriously, is something to be sad about. It's something to laugh about, because they actually are not telling us the truth when they're supposed to say the truth. Even USA cannot come out to boast of this, to boast of this low rate, the low level of unemployment.
I really don't understand. You know, since you're
place.
not business oriented,
yes,
right? And we really, I don't know, I really don't understand the angle they're actually coming from.
Okay.
But being practical now and the things you are seeing, like to me, like it's just said, they are making fun of Nigeria. They are making fun of Nigerians. They are making fun of Nigerians because we have the highest level of unemployment. Without carrying out any statistics, I think that we are here in Nigeria having the highest level of unemployment. But that's the much we can take on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper for today. We move over speedily to the Daily Sun newspaper. And on the Daily Sun newspaper today, we have this very big one here. Tinubu sends Muslim clerics for more talks with Niger junta. Tinubu sends Muslim clerics for more talks with Niger junta. And that's on the page 6 of the Daily Sun newspaper. And on to the next one, here we have, don't release my documents to Atiku. Tinubu tells Chicago University, says we'll release it if court gives order. This is coming from the Chicago University. And on to the next one here, we have Nigeria will strengthen ties with UK to combat insecurity. And this is coming from Badaru, that you can find and read up on the page 26 of the Daily Sun newspaper. On to the next one here, says bloodbath in Abuja, Nasarawa, Edo, Kebbi and Kaduna. Gunmen kill soldier, 2 custom officers, pastor, 12 die in both mishap. This is a very sad one here on the Daily Sun newspaper. That's on the page 4 of the Daily Sun newspaper. And we'll have another one here that says, era of propaganda to promote FG programs over.
era of propaganda to promote federal government programs over, and that is coming from Malagi. And I have this very one here that says, video on captured armored vehicle fake, coming from the army, the Nigerian army, and that you can find on the page 5 of the Daily Sun newspaper. And moving over to the next one here says, Southeast Security Reps panel seeks Kano's unconditional release, begins investigation into alleged killing of civilians by army in Enugu. I'll take this again. Southeast Security Reps panel seeks Kano's unconditional release, begins investigation into alleged killing of civilians by army in Enugu. And that you can find on the page 26 of the Daily Sun newspaper. This reminds us that Nnamdi Kanu is still in DSS custody. Or do we say is in prison? Do we put it that way?
It's prison.
Is
someone
in
that
prison.
is restrained to come out or to be free.
Yeah.
The person is in prison.
So seeking an unconditional release now. What are these people requesting for?
Actually, the reason why they are requesting for him to be released is because ever since he was in prison, rather, there have been a lot of killings,
Yes.
especially in the southeast. Like coming from there, I know how everything has been playing out, and especially during this sit at home, that people are meant to go out, especially people who depend on their daily income, only for them to sit at home. Why? Because once you come out, it's either you meet your death or you are safe for that day, which is wrong, which is not an ideal country that is practicing whatever democracy they claim they are. And since court has already granted Stanley release as of last day, right?
Yes.
As of last day, I don't know why they are unlawfully detaining him.
Yes.
But what do you expect? The court, since the court is the judiciary, they are not independent as they claim to be, though they have been clamoring for independence.
Yes.
But it seems like once they give out order, the government always flaunts it.
Okay.
Which is wrong. It's wrong because since we have 3 arms of government, right? The judiciary, the executive, and the
Legislature.
and each of them act independently and to checkmate each other. And it shows that whenever the court gives order, it's mostly like in terms of this type of thing was seen in terms of Godwin Emefiele when he was granted bail on. He was granted bail, right?
Yes.
And only for the DSS to come to the court ground and took him. And you asked him, are the courts independent as claimed to be? Are they just declared? They just back and nothing is being done? And in a country that claims they are practicing democracy, right?
Yes.
And they meant to stick to because the rule of law is above every other person. And once a court issue a judgment, that's what they follow. Just like other civilized country, like America, you can't flaunt a court order. It's not possible.
Yes.
Even if look at what is happening in terms of Donald Trump. He was arrested as of yesterday.
Yes.
He was arrested. So what I'm trying to point here is that ever since this person was arrested, the country, especially the southeast, has not been at peace. So these people are trying to, if they should release Kanu, at least let them start from the roots, because that's like the main cause. Because ever since he was arrested, we've had issues of unknown government. We've had issues of this sit at home. We've had issues where Simon Ekpa will come out and say they are giving 1 week without working. How can you stay at home for 1 week?
Even 2 weeks.
How can these people feel? There are a lot of people out there suffering. Do you know how much that comes into the bank, into the budget, state government budget every Monday in the southeast? Do you know how they are demoralizing the economy of the southeast because of this sit at home? So I feel that the government should please, if they truly care for the southeast as they claim, they should remove sentiment from it and release Nnamdi Kanu, at least so that At least even if they are to release him, let it be on condition. You understand that if he should be released, if anything happened like this is what will happen. You understand? And I really don't understand. There's something that happened. I'm sorry that I'm taking you back before the Civil War. If you remember the Abure Accord of 1967 that was held in Abure, Ghana, where they were like, that the South should stay on their own, East should stay on their own. Then the person who was the general head of state was Gowon, and Ojukwu was the Eastern head of state, Eastern leader. So they agreed that you can secede. You understand that you can secede and you cannot ask anything, because Prime Minister then was Ahmadu Bello. Yeah, I can't remember, but that you cannot take a decision without consulting these three leaders. So when they came back, and I don't know, the leaders were like, they turned the mind of Gowon after explaining what that they actually agreed on that agreement. So only for them to hold another meeting to disagree on what they actually agreed on. Yeah. So that was what even led to the World War and all that. So, and you see that it's not as if Kanu, I'm not supporting what he's doing. You understand? I'm not supporting it because in a country where we are promulgating one Nigeria, but you will not blame him, because after the war they said no victory, no vanquish. But ever since then, no Igbo has ever become the president, which is what we are fighting for. Give us our fair share in the government, and we are okay. You want a fair Nigeria, a one Nigeria, then let us have our own share in the government.
Anyways, we've seen that there are lots of barriers that are making us not to actually get to that particular one Nigeria that we've always spoken about, talking about religion, talking about ethnicism and all that. But we believe that someday one Nigeria will be achieved. We know lots of things, lots of insecurity, lots of killings are ongoing in the eastern part of Nigeria, in Enugu, Anambra, Abia State, Ebonyi mentioned it, Imo State. Lots of places are now no-go areas now, though they've said that the IPOB have said that they've actually given a stop, an end to the Monday sit at home. But persons have hijacked it. Hoodlums have hijacked that particular day. You cannot come out without being scared of what is going to happen to you the next day. And Igbos are actually losing out. They are losing out. Businesses are going down. Persons are closing. So these particular persons are pleading that their number one man, Nnamdi Kanu, be released unconditionally. Oh, we've really done great on these two papers that we've actually examined and analyzed today. And I know that my viewers out there, you might be wanting to contribute to this particular program. And sure, you're not left out. You can join us on our YouTube channel. Subscribe. Hit on the subscribe button so that you can be the first to always get a notification of when we come online. We'll be going on a short break. When we return, we'll take the last paper for the day.
Hey there! Are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
Welcome back, and on to the next paper. For today, we have the Daily Times newspaper. And on the Daily Times newspaper, we have the very big one seated right here on the front face of today's paper. Release Kanu unconditionally for peace in Southeast. I know that I've actually read this particular headline on the past paper, but we still have it here. Release Kanu unconditionally for peace in Southeast. And over to the next one here, we have this very one that says, Reps summon Federal Accountant General at Bank Boss indicts IPPIS. And to the very last one on the Daily Times newspaper here for today says, Wike orders arrest of Abuja collapse building landlord. Wike orders arrest of Abuja collapse building landlord. That's the former governor of Rivers State and now the minister of the Federal Capital Territory. And he is actually the 001 of Abuja right now. I have never seen where a plate number is given to the state. Actually, plate numbers come from local governments, but that's by the way. Wike is taking, Wike is taking what he remained here in Rivers State down to Abuja, especially from his first speech, where if I'm permitted to use the Igbo language, if it is when they say Anapalapa, they don't carry land. Some persons would have been carrying their buildings right now and be coming back from Abuja with what Wike is giving to them over there. So right now there was a collapse of a building in Abuja and that claimed about 2 lives and left so many others injured. So you've seen your man. See what your man is saying?
Which one? It's not my man, please.
He's not your man. Okay, so what's happening?
I like Wike's charisma. I like he's a man that he knows what he wants and he goes for it.
Okay.
No, I know why I'm saying it. Even though when he was governor, he was like that. He can never be minister. But I feel that's his own strategy in a way. You understand?
You mean that was politics?
That's politics. That's politics. And you can't predict. There's no permanent friend. There's no permanent enemy.
Okay.
So all they have is permanent interest. As long as my interest and yours meet, what else? We can roll until when it's time to disperse. We can disperse. So that one, by the way, this collapse. If you remember the first speech he gave when he was inaugurated as minister, he actually said that he's going to collapse some buildings that were actually built in some illegal places. And many persons were kind of attacking him, right? A lot of people were attacking him. How can you just come in and this is what you are doing and all that? And I understand. I really understand because a lot of people, they don't have plan B. You understand? Okay. You can't just come in and start destroying everything. Because some people, businesses are there, their means of livelihood is also there. And then now, coming, it's quite alright that you demolish them, but you at least give them some time. Right? And now, the reason why he's saying this is because some people build houses, and the way they build their houses is not according to the government plans, which is what is seen in this case. We have some landlords who use some materials, inferior materials, because they are trying to minimize costs. And if you know now, the cost of building materials is on increase in this dollar issue, because a lot of people, a lot of builders, they import a lot of things into Nigeria. So since the exchange rate is on the increase, it's going to affect it. You understand? So, but that shouldn't give you the reason, or that shouldn't give you the effrontery to use inferior materials to build a house, which you actually intend renting out. If it's for your family, you know that whatever you do, at least I know if at least that landlord is to live there, he will make sure he build it to his own standard. He will make sure he use good materials to use it, to build it. So the reason for this, according to what they said, the reason for the collapse is because of the building plan was actually not according to the government plans. You understand? It was built based on inferior materials. It was built based on the plans they drew. It wasn't what the government agreed for them to be using.
Okay, let me come in there. Kosi, I would agree with you that some result of some buildings collapse as a result of poor standard and low materials, materials that are not enough in carrying out the building. I will agree. I'll agree to that. Exactly. But I want to come in here. We know that so many buildings have collapsed in the past. There was a time the building in Lagos collapsed. So many buildings have collapsed in Lagos. But the time I'm pointing at is a time of TB Joshua. Yes. Was TB Joshua arrested? Was he detained?
Okay.
So it is for us to go into the Constitution to find out that if a building collapses, is the landlord supposed to be arrested and detained? Or is something supposed to be done? Now, Wike says others arrest of Abuja collapse building landlord.
Do you know the reason why he did that? I know why the angle you're coming from is maybe because TB Joshua, he's a man of God and he has money, right? And because this landlord maybe is not as affluent as TB Joshua, right? But according to Wike, he said that some of the buildings built there are not meant to be built on that land.
We are not practicing, Kosi, we are not practicing autocracy here. That is not what we are practicing. I'm coming in. I'm coming in. I'm coming in. You know, we are trying to say that Wike knows that this is what my position entails, and I want to be an acting minister for Nigerians. Houses have collapsed everywhere that we know. Is it in Edo? Is it in Warri? In Delta State? Is it even in Port Harcourt here? Houses have been collapsing, and we know that so many a time, some of those houses are residential houses, some of these houses are industrial houses, and we know that the next thing that happens is that the government might come, make that place of no-go area to persons and secure the place to some extent. So telling us the landlord will be arrested and all that. Anyway, that is not our problem right now. We know that Abuja people are already getting it very hard. In fact, that actually I spoke with an Abuja friend of mine with there and he said, oh, this is Port Harcourt extension. Right now, Abuja people are now Port Harcourt extension.
They should wait for flyovers.
They should wait for flyovers.
I know it's not actually easy.
Anyways, we have not encouraged persons to suffer others because life is very important. Life is very cost, and we wouldn't want anybody's life to be taken because of your mistake, to be taken because of your carelessness. This advice goes to landlord and so many house owners out there that person's life are very, very expensive, and we are not expected to lose anyone in the cost of your stupidity. All right, guys, that's much we can take on the papers of today. And remember, still with me here is beautiful Kosi. Kosi, I thank you very much. I thank you for how you've analyzed the whole paper with me today. Thank you very much. All right, and remember that you can always join us on our social media handles. On Facebook and YouTube, we remain TAF TV, and on Twitter, we are TAF TV_NG. Remember, we are also on TikTok as TAF TV_NG. Keep watching TAF TV as I am Jennifer Adawamwo. Thank you very much.